Okay, we're back.
Okay, with this Blue Dream here.
And I've got some marijuana tea, marijuana and chai tea, new product. We'll show that product at the end of the show.
Gorgeous.
But this now we're going to be talking about federal rescheduling. We know that has to happen, has to be rescheduled. Schedule 1, Nixon put it on there. They temporarily put it on there because they appointed this commission called the Shaver Commission in 1972 to come back to find out where to put it on the schedule. They left it in the Schedule 1, and Shaver Commission came back and said, take it off the schedule. Well, they implied...
No, wait, the schedule, you mean the federal drug schedule, right?
Yeah.
And Schedule 1 means it has no medical value whatsoever, right?
Right.
So that's where they put marijuana right when they first started the schedule?
Yeah, marijuana and heroin. And
marijuana anyway. And so the Shafer Commission was meeting right then at the very beginning?
They parked it, yes, and they knew where to park it. They didn't know where to, so they parked it in number 1. Because they just didn't know. And
then the Shafer Commission came back and said, no, you guys should legalize marijuana, right?
And this was appointed by Nixon.
Yeah.
None of the members were Nixon appointees, and we know about his Nixon appointees.
Yeah.
They used to have to be marijuana to be appointed. Yet they somehow found out that marijuana is safe, that being illegal is wrong, and that it should be either taken off the schedule or put as lower. So what did Nixon do with that schedule? What did he do with that report?
Deep sixed it. Right. I don't agree with that. Destroyed it. Nothing went. Nothing went.
As you know, I'm personally against marijuana.
Yeah.
So it was.
So marijuana stayed federal schedule number 1 all the way from then till this day.
So
through numerous administrations.
Because of one guy, there was supposed to be the commission decides where it goes. Just decided it one way and it went the other way.
Yeah.
So it seems like we were robbed.
Now since then, okay. Now, there's different ways that this could change. Originally it was supposed to change because the president would listen to the commission, and we know the history now of that. But basically, there's been how many petitions so far filed? There's been, I think,
countless.
No, there's been 4, basically 4, and that's been
Francis Young.
Yeah,
one.
That came out of 1. There's been 4, and they've all been turned down. Most recently, the governors of Colorado,
Rhode Island, Washington State, and Vermont.
Right. All these guys just filed the 5th, the most recent medical marijuana petition with the DEA, and this is a formal binding thing saying, look, we think this should be moved to Schedule 2.
Do you think they're going to listen to this one? No.
It's a pretty big deal. It's a pretty big deal. And it's the way it has to happen. Eventually, they do have to listen to one of these. This is the first one to come from a marijuana smoking source. This is governors of various large states
that voted for medical marijuana and feel an obligation to enforce it.
Right. And this would put it in pharmacies and do all kinds of, enable all kinds of things to happen that really ought to happen. So, anyway. And when we're on that's the governor's petition.
That's good.
And as Californians, we're a little bit concerned about the fact that California is not one of the 4 states that's doing this.
Okay, go back to Jerry Moonbeam, Jerry Brown.
Yeah.
Jerry,
man,
doesn't want to touch it. I don't know why. He when he was the mayor of Oakland, he seemed to sanctify it. Now we have Oaksterdam.
Yeah.
And the profit makers. Oh, there are 4 clubs over there raking in the bucks.
Yeah. And expanding now to 8, I hear.
One of them thought he was a megalomaniac, and so he could buy an election. And his main thing was consultants, idiot consultants that don't know what they're doing. Prop 19.
Yeah.
That's when good money goes to people's heads, and I like to say I'm proud out that all our money from the Cannabis Club went towards 215. Not in my pocket, not in John's pocket.
No. It wasn't about money. It was about stopping the jailings and the torture of sick and dying people.
We were city guardian of that money. And I don't think other people see it that way. They see, oh, I'm rich, and I'm going to make money on marijuana, I'm going to continue it.
Yeah,
It
money is a
should be
powerful
restricted.
drug, Dennis. You know that.
Yes,
People
it's-
want money, man.
That should be restricted.
We're taught to want money from babyhood.
That is one drug that
Money. Regulate, tax, and control money.
Yep, it drives people crazy. Drives
It's so
politicians
true.
crazy.
It's addictive.
People do and lie and they cheat and everything. Well, enough of that. We do have something out of California.
Okay, so that's the governor's petition.
We have something in Congress, right?
And we want Governor Brown to join the other 4 governors, in California to petition the DEA to reschedule medical marijuana to Schedule 2.
Get those
And that
letters
just
to
breaks
Jerry.
the nut. It doesn't finish the job. We know that. Okay.
Supporters.
Yeah. And then what's the other way federal rescheduling can happen?
Congress?
Yeah.
Well, that doesn't look too good, does it?
It isn't going very well, but it could do better. We've got the Barney Frank bill,
Which has
HR 1983.
53 signatures?
It's got like 21.
21 signatures.
Yeah, and that's really sad.
Yeah, it is.
It's really sad.
Then 1%.
Yeah, and what's really sad, let's talk about California. They say all politics is local.
Yeah.
Only 8 of those signatures, 8 of those co-signers for the Barney Frank rescheduling bill are coming from California.
We are overwhelmingly won in 95, 96.
Yeah, and how many Congress people do we have in California anyway?
55 or 56, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think it's like,
So
53.
8 out of 53.
Yeah.
50.
Yeah.
Not very good.
Right. So like look, it's even worse. You would figure automatically that Barbara Boxer, because she's liberal. Barbara Boxer speaks. Not Barbara Boxer. Excuse me.
Pelosi.
Yeah.
Nancy Pelosi,
Barbara
is her
Lee.
name?
Barbara Lee.
Yeah.
You would think she would be on there automatically because Barbara Lee speaks for me, right? Where Nancy Pelosi, you'd think she'd be on that list automatically, right?
People have voted 8% here.
Because she's so good, right?
So I think we're
But
missing
no,
out.
no. The only 8 Congress people from California who voted in favor of who co-signed with Barney Frank
So that
to
seems
reschedule
wrong.
are Michael Thompson, Lynn Woolsey,
She's good.
Fortney Stark,
He's good.
Michael Honda,
He's good. Zoe Leffren.
Zoe Lofgren,
Sam Farr from Santa Cruz.
yeah,
Dana Rohrbach from Orange County.
who's a Republican.
Bob Filner. I never heard of him.
Now, there's a lot of Congress people in California. You can't know
Yeah, I
them
know
all.
that.
You
But I
know?
have heard of all these guys. And so they all signed it.
So they're the
rightfully
only
so.
ones, right?
And the congressmen are representatives to the federal government. We say something, they're supposed to carry our message to the federal government. We said change the laws, change the rescheduling. And you think by
and we said this
the
what
Constitution
16
says-
years ago. We said this as a state.
Constitution says that is our representative to the feds. How can we ever win? If we never win, we win by 56%. Yet our Congress people will not carry out our wishes. We're people without a state, without
Yeah.
representatives.
Yeah.
So the one thing the forefathers thought we could have and it would change. Well, obviously it didn't, and we still got the battle ahead of us.
And this is really important because, whether it goes to Schedule 2 or Schedule 3, 4, or 5, which is, of course, a very important question, or whether it just gets chucked off the schedule entirely.
There's no reason to be on the schedule. It's like putting a...
Exactly. But this eventually does have to happen. You can't just keep saying, well, we'll just legalize it, but we won't be able to reschedule it medically.
It's like putting that...
That's really silly. If you don't believe you can reschedule it medically, then forget it. Leave the movement because you're not going to get it recreationally or any other broader
there's no
reason.
sting.
But if you can get it rescheduled medically, then we'll see where we go from there.
I think that's... And it always is a medicine. They put it on the medical scaling.
That's why it's on the medical schedule.
I mean,
That's
come
right.
on.
That's
They
how-
see it as medicine. We see it as medicine.
Yeah.
They say you're just recreating because you just want to get high. Well, I think people going through a lot of effort to get marijuana. They just don't want to just get high. They want to do something, change their life, change their consciousness, change their health. So that's it on the rescheduling, and more to be heard. We keep following that via. We got a little break here.
Break.
We'll be back.